My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is April 24th, 2026. It is 5:27 a.m. I just want to get these out of the way. These are some old tweets I keep on pushing further down. And as I build up my list every day, I keep on adding more to them. So I want to get them out of the way. And I'm pretty sure some of them you probably seen it from other YouTubers. All right, so let's get going. Finally found another angle. So this is the Delaware Marathon. I think I shared it in some other videos. Let's watch. Alright, so there's a music. This guy already raising his hand. He won. And then this guy come out of nowhere. And then... oh my God, that is so embarrassing. And what? Oh my God, it must have been so disappointed. Look at those two people who were holding the thing. Alright, so this is another version of it. Let me go into it so it could be bigger. You could hear the guy's voice. Oh my God. He did it. Oh my God. This is a lesson for every athlete. For every athlete. Oh my God. You see how far he came? Let me go to it like that. You see how far he is? There he is here, and there's the guy right there. Far. Oh my Lord. Look at this. Almost. I know it's a little bit blurry. Almost there. He slowed down. Look at him raising his hand. Raising his hand. Oh my God. This is a lesson for every athlete, especially people track and field. Look at this. Look. And look at these two ladies who were holding the paper, whatever, for the finish line. Oh, you don't see it in here. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to go in the comment. Okay, what is that here? Okay, here's the original video prior to the watermark being ripped off and stolen by the large account on X. Did they put the watermark? Okay, I didn't even. Damn. I'm telling you, this is a lesson. A lesson for track and field. All right, let's go to the next one. And I think it's talking about the race again. And I think there's different angles. Oh, this is a different one. The same marathon, I think. This guy, his leg, it's like the mind and body wasn't connecting. The leg had enough. A runner cramped up just before the finish line at the Boston. Okay, this one is the Boston Marathon. And a few other runners stopped to help him get across. 32 seconds. Oh my God.
Yes, everybody else.
At this point, you already know you're not the winner, so you might as well. I guess you were trying to beat your time or something, but forget it now. I really feel sorry for that guy whose leg cramped up. You work your butt off to get to that point and your leg gave up. That's messed up. Alright, but kudos to the others. Alright, is that another version of it? There he is here. Oh my God, I found a full video. Faith and humanity renewed. Oh my God, he's trying. Oh my God, you see him banging on the floor. Ah, that's messed up. The mind wants to go, but the body says, no, you're not going anywhere. Oh, fuck. That's messed up. That's messed up. That's messed up. I really feel for him. Because he really, really was trying. Look how far he was. He passed these two guys already. It's just the leg gave up. Oh my goodness. So that's that. I'm not going to go in the comment. Okay, I have another one here. Marathon 3. I don't know. They were coming on my timeline. Okay, so this is the first one. Where the guy, this is a different angle. That's from CBS News, a local station. Getting it from a different angle. There's the guy. And the other one is way behind. All right, a marathon runner participating in the 2026 Delaware Running Festival lost first place just feet from the finish line after slowing down to celebrate. Joshua Jackson sprinted past Carson Mello to nab first place by 2 seconds. Oh my God! I'm 14 seconds. Let's watch.
Here's your champion. Come on, Washington.
Look at them. Look at that face. Look at their faces. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this is going to be for every track and field coach to teach their athletes. Never slow down until you cross the finish line. All right? All right. Let's look at that again. Slow it down here. Okay, look at him already raising his hand, and there's the guy way behind. Even if the guy in the back had lost, at least you could see he tried really hard. He pushed himself. Oh my Lord. Look at this. You don't even see the guy yet. He already putting, I think that's his stopwatch. He's already stopping it. Slowing down. And the guy already passed. Let me see. Go back a little bit. There's the guy. Pass him too. My God. I wonder how he felt. He must have been really down. Everybody's in shock. Oh my Lord. I've seen some YouTube videos saying that this is how it's like in for African American. God really said character development. I know. Look at their faces. Yep, same thing again. All right, he's doing he think he got it, and he fumbled the ball right at the finish line, and the other player pick it up. That's a GIF. I know, look at their faces when they got a fan club. All right, let's go to the next one. What is this about? Okay, I think I'm done with the marathons. 2 different marathons, by the way. One is Delaware, one is what, Boston or something? All right, 12 scientists are now dead. This morning, the media confirmed the death of David Wilcock, a paranormal researcher, whose final live stream 3 days ago featured a thumbnail of Trump as Jesus, and he ended the stream by saying that his life was in danger. What the F is going on? The reason I put it, I wasn't aware of those paranormal thing, whatever. But if you look on my community board, occasionally when I come across, there's been a lot. Influencers are dying. Okay, whatever the circumstances are, it could be natural causes, but for some reason they're reporting and they're saying they are influencers, death here, death that, different ways of dying. But the key thing that keeps on catching my attention is influencer and death. And then I'll put it on my community board. All right. Before I started putting those articles on my community board, there were plenty more before that. It's when I start saying, why I keep on seeing influencer, and then I start, for my own documentation, I put them on my community board. But let's listen to this. There will be a screenshot, okay?
This is David Wilcox, and this morning he became the 12th scientist to unalive himself. Take a listen to what he said on his final live stream.
Every day that I have on earth is a gift and a blessing, and I'm very grateful for that because, frankly, people are disappearing. Scientists are going missing. Now they're saying they're going to investigate this. The president himself is saying they're going to look into this and see if anything's going on. It's a little bit scary.
His last live, the thumbnail was a picture of Trump in his Jesus robe, and it was, has Trump lost his mind? Is he the Antichrist?
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no.
I think this is really weird. This is from his last live.
Okay, here we go.
And I am so grateful, and we'll do the typical lead out here, and A-N-D, not E-N-D, and scene.
I mean, I don't know. So, like, the bigger question is, like, what is actually going on? Whether these people killed themselves, they were killed, is like, what are
Why?
the secrets of why?
On February 19th, Trump tweeted out, based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, and UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America.
And what is your takeaway from that particular message right there?
It's
right?
Jeffrey Epstein 2.0. We're releasing all the files, except there's 3 million we haven't seen, and they're going to release some information that they have, and they got to whack everybody that's going to contradict her or come out and say, hey, sorry, I am an academic. I've been studying this for 20 years. We actually have different information. One by one, they're plucking them out, and they're gone.
Is Kash Patel really going to get to the bottom of this?
Of course not.
You know, is he actually serious?
Oh my God, you know who did this?
What?
Who killed these people?
Who?
Tyler Robinson.
I don't know. I came across this. The only reason I put it because of those influencer things I keep on putting on my community, but I don't know what's going on. Okay? God help us. Next tweet. I'm not even gonna go in the comments. Next tweet. Informants. What is that about?
So
this can affect black people organizations that call out racism to criminalize them. All right, let's listen to this. Almost 3 minutes.
So the Southern Poverty Law Center has been indicted with fraud charges, but let's slow this down because what's being reported right now about the Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC, is being stripped of the very context that makes it make sense. You see, the Southern Poverty Law Center was founded in 1971 in the aftermath of the Civil Rights Movement during a time when white supremacist violence and the systems that supported it just wasn't common. It was organized, coordinated, well-funded, and often ignored or outright protected by local systems of power across the South. We're talking about the era of the Klan resurgence, bombings, lynchings, still within living memory of people walking there today. Black communities, civil rights workers, and organizers being targeted, surveilled, and killed. And in that context, the SPLC's work wasn't abstract. It was legal intervention, yes, but it was also survival work, tracking hate groups, documenting violence, supporting litigation that would financially cripple organizations like the Ku Klux Klan. Now, fast forward to the 1980s, where this informant program that they're now being sued or they're now being charged about reportedly begins. Ask yourself, what does it mean to monitor violent, racially motivated extremist groups in a country where those same groups have historically embedded themselves in institution, in the law force, in politics, in the legal system? Informants were not some fringe tactic. They were and still are a standard tool used by the FBI, by federal prosecutors, by journalists, by anyone trying to understand and prevent organized violence or meet a cause. And according to what's being described by this in federal indictment, these efforts have gotten really, really real, including stopping assassination plots. So now we're being told by the Department of Justice that the same kind of strategy, when used by civil rights organizations tracking hate groups, is potentially criminal fraud. That's not a small claim. That's a reframing. Because the question isn't just whether money was handled improperly, and of course if that happened, that matters. But the bigger question is this: why now, and who benefits from redefining the monitoring of extremist violence as illegitimate? We are in a political moment where the very idea of extremism is being contested. Only people like myself are being called extremists, where watchdog organizations are now being labeled partisan or domestic terrorists simply for calling out hate, exposing power that protects it, and taking actions to protect the marginalized. My prediction is that this case is going to be used far beyond the courtroom. It will be leveraged to discredit organizations that document hate, to intimidate nonprofits that are, from pulling out of their work, and to reshape the boundaries of what advocacy looks like in this country. The journalist, I also predict will be coming very soon. And that has very real consequences, especially for Black and trans and queer and brown and immigrant communities and these individuals. For anyone who has historically relied on organizations like this to expose and challenge violence that is often ignored by the systems who glorify it.
What else is going on? What did Trump say? MAGA. Make America great again. So all the hard work that was done to create that fence to prevent these extreme violent people to carry out their things as if it was okay. So all of those things that were created, NAACP and many other things, okay, to challenge these people. What do you think Trump is trying to do? Remove all those barriers so they could do that thing, that violent thing in peace. That's all. He told us. He told us. It's very sad the MAGAs, okay, Make America Great Again, they did not understand what MAGAs really mean. Okay, Make America Great Again, but the physical transformation of MAGA, what does that mean? Will it affect you physically, or is it just a word? Okay? So Trump is doing exactly what he said. All those organizations, all those defense that rules and laws that were fought for to prevent crazy people to act their craziness freely without any consequences, all those things that were put to keep them at bay, Trump wants to remove them. So these people, when I talk about where African American was pushing the gate of hell, keeping these monsters behind the gate and before it exploded, but these people went and voted for Trump, and Trump said, remove the gate. Let those violent people be out there. This is what's happening here. All right, let's move on. Next tweet. It's just that people need to brace themselves. Oops. Let me pause. Meanwhile, in Imperial County, California, Peggy Price, the county supervisor who approved a land merger to allow an AI data center without any review, is handed a recall notice from voters during the meeting. The public is pushing back against these massive centers. I think the reason I'm sharing all of this is the little things that's happening in the U.S., the pushback and the grab and removing powers from the people, is just to show you what's going on. They come under my timeline and I saw it and I thought it was important to share them. Okay, 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just here to direct these words to Supervisor Price. My name is Belen Donato, under Elections Code 11021. I'm serving you with a notice of intention to recall. You have 7 days to file response. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to address a serious issue concerning our community and the leadership of Supervisor Peggy Price. The people of Imperial County deserve a supervisor who listens to their concerns. But Peggy Price has failed us. On April 7, 2026, she voted to approve a massive law merger, paving the way for 950,000 square foot data center right next to our homes and schools. What is troubling is that she did this without requiring any environmental review. This decision was made despite the strong objections from many residents who expressed their fears about the impact of our community. During the hearing, Peggy Price allowed some voices to be heard while leaving dozens of residents waiting outside. She prioritized outsiders over local community members. In fact, she even ordered some residents to be removed from the hearing. And one person was arrested simply for speaking out against this project. When constituents reached out to her by email, asking for her support and voicing their concerns about this project, she did not respond. This is not the behavior of a leader who represents the interests of her constituents. We need a supervisor who is accountable, who listens, and who prioritizes the well-being of our community. Peggy Price has shown us that time and again that she is not that supervisor. This is time for a change. Let's stand together for the voices of Imperial County to be here. Thank you very much.
So in other words, the community put their heads together and say she needs to be removed from office. So okay, so that's that. Good to see this happening there. Imperial County is a red as F for the most part. Red meaning like more Republican, the Trump type of thing. No one wants these in their areas. Peggy Price looks shocked and mad. All right, so that's that. You could pause and read some of the comments. I don't know if other YouTubers are covering it. I just saw it. It's information and things that's happening. I thought I shared. So that was in California. Now this is about New York. Oh my God, this is long. Black New Yorkers survive redlining, kept their homes, and whites are stealing their deeds. Deeds theft is a crisis hitting black homeowners in Bed-Stuyvesant, Crown Heights, Harlem, and Southeast Queen. White scammers forge paperwork, slip in deed transfer took generation to build. This is one state that Trump wants Republican to take over for governor, and the last election for what do you call this, for the mayor. The Republicans were all over it, but the New Yorkers stood their ground and voted the right way. Their plan, in my humble opinion, not only to support of Trump and things like that, for these things to go unnoticed. All right, so let's listen to this guy. I did hear or saw a video about it a while back, but I ignore it, but it keeps on popping up. Not this one in particular, but other videos talking about this. The one that I saw was mostly in Brooklyn. They were stealing their deeds, their houses. They forged documents to remove the homeowner's name and put whoever they want in the deed. Let's see.
New York City Councilman G.O.C. was arrested today while defending his constituent from deed theft. But why was he arrested? Carmela Charrington was sent to Rikers Island for fighting to keep her home due to deed theft, which is a pervasive issue in New York City.
They gave me a letter for 10 days and told me I had 10 days to move.
That's what Carmela Charrington says happened to her in January. She learned a family member sold a property partially owned by her father and maintained by her family.
I went to the district attorney. I went to everyone like, hey, there's some fraud here. These people are not the owners of these properties.
Carmela soon learned that she is not alone in this fight.
I sit out here with my son and says, stop stealing our brownstones now. Every day someone is talking to me about it.
According to the New York City Sheriff's Office, more than 1,500 Brooklynites have reported deed theft over the past decade.
Black families survived redlining. We survived divestment. We built wealth anyway, brick by brick, generation by generation, and now someone is stealing it, literally. It's called deed theft, and the system usually built to work against us is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Own your home. Maybe you owned it for decades. Maybe your parents left it to you. The mortgage is paid off or close to it. That home is your family's equity and your generational wealth. A scammer shows up. Sometimes it's a stranger, sometimes it's someone from your church, sometimes it's a lawyer. They present paperwork, a loan modification, a refinancing agreement, a routine form you sign. What you didn't know is that buried in that stack of paperwork was a deed transfer. Your home now belongs to them. But by the time you figure out what happened, they've already moved to sell it.
Deed theft, where homeowners are essentially tricked out of their properties, has been a pervasive problem for a few years now. And now this group is rallying outside the governor's office, demanding that she do something about it.
My father and I worked really hard. We scraped and we saved and we purchased our home legally and legitimately.
Rachel Cyprian was shaking mad as she spoke with us outside the governor's office about the devastating impact of her 15-year fight to reclaim ownership of her Brooklyn home following deed theft.
It leads to homelessness. It leads to depression. It leads to all sorts of failures. Here we are, Black people, in this country now for over 400 years, and we're constantly starting from square one.
This is happening right now in Bed-Stuy, in Crown Heights, in Harlem, in Southeast Queens. The same neighborhoods that were redlined, marked in red on federal maps, and denied mortgages for decades are now being targeted again. Different method, same result, Black wealth extracted. Complaints to the New York Attorney General's office jumped 240% between 2023 and 2025. Over the last decade, Brooklyn alone filed more deed theft complaints than any borough in the city. Most common targets: seniors, women, family without formal wills or estate plans, people who built wealth outside a system that was never built for them, and now who have fewer legal resources to fight back. It's extremely predatory because the typical deed theft case takes 300 attorney hours and up to 7 years to resolve. These criminals are counting on you not having the time or money to fight. New York passed new laws in 2024 classifying deed theft as grand larceny. The AG's office made its first indictments under that law in 2025, so there is some progress. But the legal services providers fighting these cases are overwhelmed and underfunded. Evictions are still moving forward while ownership is in dispute. Families are losing. The same communities that survived every attempt to strip their wealth are being targeted again, this time with forged paperwork instead of redline maps. Know your deed. Check it on the ACRIS. Sign up for the city's registrar's notification program so you're alerted when everything is recorded against your property. Share this because the people doing this are counting on you not knowing it exists and not knowing your resources and not knowing your options. Do not sign any paperwork for anybody who showed up to your house. And if you don't know or understand something, there are resources for you to find out.
All right.
Stay blessed.
So if you own a house, it doesn't have to be in those areas. Always keep a check on it. All right, so that's that. I have another one to share with you. Now we are in the UK. All right, crimes. Let's pause this. Okay, there's no caption. Did I listen to this? Okay, let's listen. There's no caption.
Piers, I went to the website of the Office for National Statistics and the Bureau of Justice of the Americans. And here you can see, these are all the victims saying who their perpetrators are. And here they say that it's people that they know, it's their family members, it's their friends, it's their acquaintances. Only this small number over here is done by strangers or what she calls grooming gangs. You can see the overwhelming majority are done by those that they know or those or their relatives. Nobody says this is white Christian sexual epidemic. If you look at the population, she says that they're being taken over. This is the population of Muslims in the UK and in the US. In the US, 1.1%, in the UK, 6%. Tell me, where is the takeover that's taking place here? Piers, when you look at the crimes that are committed against Brits, and I'm a Brit, I'm born and raised here, against our sisters and our daughters and the like, here are the crimes committed by Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris. Nobody says this is white Christian rape. No one says this is a white Christian problem. Everybody says crime has no faith and it has no race. This was committed by vile individuals and justice should be delivered. Piers, when you look at the Office of National Statistics and you see the number of people incarcerated in the UK, you can see that they are overwhelmingly white. But nobody says that this country has a white criminal problem. No one says that this is a Christian problem. Everybody says this is a criminal problem by vile people because crime has no faith and crime has no race. Piers, when you look at the mass shootings in America that kill students and kill their children, this is the data from the Bureau of Justice in America. This is by white shooters, this is by ethnic minorities. No one says that in America they have a white Christian shooting problem because they know crime has no faith, they know crime has no race, and they know that it is individuals who need to be brought to justice.
Oh, wow. He brought receipt. All right, there's the 3 comments here. Okay, it's almost 6 o'clock. I need to wake up my kids. Now, this has to do with the Holocaust reparation. I hope this is not a long video. I have one more and then that's it. All right, let's pause. Okay, 28 seconds. Interesting. All right, there's a, what is it? Grok. Twitter put a thing on it. Somewhat flag it. Oh, okay. I don't have time to explain, so let's listen to her.
So I was thinking about taxes and something came to mind. It's crazy how Holocaust survivors don't have to pay federal taxes on restitution or reparation, but African Americans who are descendants of slavery have to pay taxes and they get nothing. Oh, and let's not forget that the Holocaust did not happen in America, but slavery did.
Okay, I'm looking to on Google. Do Holocaust survivors are exempt from federal taxes?
So I was thinking about taxes and something came to mind. It's crazy how Holocaust survivors.
The answer is restitution and compensation payment paid to Holocaust survivors, their heir or estates are generally exempt from U.S. federal income tax. These payments, including interest from settlements, are excluded from gross income and should not be reported on federal tax. So she was saying the right thing. All right, let me put this. Actually, I have to put the entire question. Let me highlight it. Exempt from federal income tax. These payments include interest, settlement, excluded gross income. All right, so she was telling the truth. Let me just paste this. That's it. All right, let me go to my last one. Germany. Now we are in Germany. I'm all over. Sometimes the things that popped up on my timeline, it's unbelievable. Let's pause this. Okay, they won't teach you this in school. German wiped out 80% of the Herero population and 50% of the Nama population of Namibia between 1904 and 1908. I think the reason I put this, when I saw it and I was thinking what's happening in the Middle East, and I was like, they're all on the same page. They're not doing anything to stop Israel from bombing the Middle East. They're all on the same page. These people have a freaking barbaric mindset. 31 seconds.
I got to Germany in February this year. I was asked to speak in a museum. The first thing I asked Germans was, why are you paying millions of dollars to the Jews, but you're not paying the same amount to the Herero of Namibia, who you exterminated 80% of the population? The following morning, they put me on the anti-Semitic list. I wear that badge with pride. So I will never enter Germany again, but guess what? I really do not care, because I was asking a legitimate question. I got to Germany.
I like her answer. China is making friends with the world, while the USA is making enemies with the entire world. Okay, so there's that. Pause. Okay, let me add one more. It's about USA farmers. I was gonna stop here, but let me play it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.